Turn yourself in before things escalate. We don't want to hurt you, Hashi.
I told you this before, Flash. Call me Dr. Light.
If you're really a doctor, you should know that crashing the Flash's big day is gonna hurt his feelings.
I'm not that kind of doctor.
Oh, okay. My bad. What the fuck? What was that?
I don't know, but there's someone who might.
That was a risky move.
It paid off though, didn't it?
Batman? I hope we're not interrupting anything.
I'm finished here. What do you need?
During my museum opening, my partner and I were battling Dr. Light. We almost had her beat when some winged creature thing swooped down and took her. I figured I should ask you about it since you're the world's greatest detective. Kinda like that.
I figured as much.
Batman!
I've got him.
Are you okay?
I'll manage. Batman? Any idea what this thing is?
Looks like something out of Greek mythology.
Hey, you're right. This looks like a parademon. I think that's what they're called.
We'll look into this more back at the manor. If it's what I'm thinking, we could all be in grave danger.
My wife. It's good to see you return safely from your travels.
I'm overjoyed to see you too, Arthur. We have much to discuss.
Yes, let's discuss what you've learned from the surface world. Leave us.
My dear husband, it seems we were wrong all along about the surface dwellers. They've become far more civilized.
I see. They are no longer at war?
They still have their quarrels. But do we not as well with the Black Manta?
I won't risk any more Atlantean lives by associating with their battles, as I'm sure they feel the same way about ours and their people. Not to mention the risk of them declaring war on us.
We have given them no reason to become hostile with us. We could help one another.
Mara, my wife and queen, your heart is too pure and compassionate. It's why I love you so. But I cannot agree to cross the land and sea just yet.
That choice could someday not be yours to make, Arthur. What was that?
Gods! Get my wife to safety.
Arthur, what's happening?
I'll find out for myself. Just go, Mara.
Be careful.
What is this madness? Stay down, foul beast.
What are your orders, my king?
Round up your squadron and focus on trying to close that entrance for these creatures.
Yes, my liege.
For Darkseid.
Stop this madness.
Who are you to oppose me, the eldest son of Darkseid?
I am Arthur Curry, the King of Atlantis.
The Aquaman? Great-grandson of Poseidon? My father will be proud to hear that your death will be by my hands.
Arthur!
Mara, no! Ah!
I'm afraid Tim and I were right about those things being parademons.
What were those things found with criminal lowlives like Deadshot and Dr. Light?
The parademons we encountered were only scouts. They were taking inhabitants for analyzation to see if we pose any sort of threat. Depending on what their ruler deems, it could mean a full-on invasion.
Oh my god. How do we know what the ruler decides?
According to Greek mythology, their monarch is called Darkseid, a being who inhabits new worlds by conquering 4 great colonies. We'll know when this begins because, like an earthquake, there'll be a seismic reaction from his ecumenopolis burning pits.
Talk about perfect timing. Or in this case, I guess bad timing, right?
Why would he plant one of the burning pits somewhere out in the ocean?
That location is what some consider to be the hiding spot of the lost city of Atlantis.
Wait, Atlantis is real?
Never mind that. This is serious. The whole planet is in danger. Wally, I need you to start evacuating places. Get everyone to safety.
Tim, go with him. Barry and I will focus on stopping the next Ecumenopolis pit.
Good luck, guys.
You too. Okay, any idea where Darkseid will send his parademons to next?
It's hard to say. All I can think of doing now is trying to assemble our own army to combat this.
I know a few people that could help.
Come together right now. Come together right now. Over me.
Mara, please, no. No. You want me, Mara. The choice may not someday be mine to make. I shall go to the surface now in hopes to avenge you. My wife. My kingdom. Atlantis shall have its justice.
We should have known Darkseid would be arriving this soon. Grail was practically a warning.
The Guardians of Oa don't often share details, but there's been a lot of boom tube usage throughout the galaxy lately. Darkseid has been pretty busy.
Darkseid already planted one of the Ecumenopolis burning pits in Atlantis. We were hoping one of you would know where the next one would be planted.
We don't need to know all that. We just need to stop them.
The key to stopping them is knowing where they're going to strike next.
Unless you have explosive arrows, then that's the key to stopping them. Oh, and look what I've got!
Themyscira!
Them a what?
Themyscira! It's where Darkseid will try to plant the next burning pit. My home. We have to go there now. We must warn them.
I'm fast enough to get you there immediately.
And I can decently keep up. Let's go.
No! We're too late.
I'm so sorry.
If only I were faster. If we got here sooner...
Stop that. Neither one of you should be blaming yourselves right now. There's a task at hand. We have to stop this from happening to any other colonies. We'll have to mourn our losses later.
Your friend is unfortunately right.
Who are you?
Judging by his armor, I'd say he's an Atlantean survivor from the attack on Atlantis.
I'm the only survivor.
I share your fate with my people as well.
I'm sorry. I came here in hopes to prevent such a travesty. Our people were at peace with one another once before. Your colony did not deserve such an end.
If you two ever need to talk, I may somewhat know what you're feeling. I'm the last son of Krypton. My planet was destroyed along with my people.
I'm really sorry to butt in, but there's still 2 more colonies that Darkseid plans to destroy. We have to get to them before he does. So let's continue this conversation back at the manor.
I know it isn't the best prosthetic, but I hope it works for you.
It suits me perfectly. Thank you.
Now that we've had some time to catch our breaths, what's the next step? How do we stop this invasion from happening?
I've been thinking, if we can't predict where they're going to attack next, why don't we bring the fight to them instead?
You mean go to their home world? That would be suicidal.
Are you proposing a better plan?
No, but how would we even get there?
Hal has a point.
When they invaded my city, I saw them come through a bright beam of light. That's their means of transportation. If we can harness it ourselves, we can go to them.
That sounds like boom tubes to me. Still, they'd have a whole planet, their home turf, to combat us with. We wouldn't stand a chance.
Just get your hands on a boom tube and leave the rest to me.
Where would we even get one from?
Wait. Something's wrong, Metropolis. Turn on a news station. Metropolis is where Darkseid plans to put the next burning pit. We have to stop him.
Everybody move out, but remember the plan. Get a boom tube.
What could go wrong?
I will make you proud, Father. This world shall be yours.
This is your only chance. Surrender.
The last known Kryptonian. My father's been wanting to meet you for quite a while now.
I'd hate to disappoint.
He's mine!
The King of Atlantis lives. Or perhaps you deserve a new title. As one cannot be a king when there is no kingdom to reign over anymore.
Ah!
Superman! Little help?
There's too many of them. They keep coming.
Okay. You can fly, so get me to a roof where I can shoot and then do some air support. See if Green Lantern can help too. I mean, he can fly.
Good plan. Green Lantern, help me up above.
You've got it.
I had that under control.
Is it common for heroes to not say thank you when they're saved?
Just get back into the fight.
Barry, don't listen to her. I want you to evacuate as many people from the area as you can. Save as many lives as you can.
On it.
Ah! Even with me gone, you won't stop the invasion.
But you'll be dead. This is for Mara and all of Atlantis. No, don't!
No!
Everyone fall back. Return to the manor.
But I can't. Metropolis. My city,
Superman, Clark, you have to.
Okay.
What the hell happened out there? You were all misfunctional together. This won't work if you can't operate as a team. This is different from being solo, and the transition over is rough, but it isn't impossible. So tell me what happened.
I was avenging my wife.
I'm sorry. I thought I could stop them if I just...
You got emotional. It happens. When you're in the middle of a war, though, emotions can cost lives. When you're angry, you can't think straight.
Now, hold on. Superman had a good idea to get some air support going, despite being in such a dire situation. So, maybe emotional problems isn't where we failed. Maybe it's because of these ridiculously long aliases we've given ourselves. So, from now on, we'll be using codenames. You can address me as Eagle 1. Green Lantern is now known as Glowstick. King of Atlantis over there is, Seaman. Wonder Woman's codename is Been There, Done That, while Superman's is currently doing that. Batman is Finding Emo, and Flash shall be addressed as Eagle 2.
Oh, thank God.
What are you even talking about?
That's enough. You think this is a good time to be cracking jokes? People are dying, and Darkseid only has to place one last burning pit to call Earth his next Apokolips.
What are we to do?
I grabbed this off of the corpse of Darkseid's general.
That's a boom tube. That's how they get from Apokolips to Earth.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go pay Darkseid a visit.
I agree. It's time to bring the fight to him.
Darkseid isn't a force to be reckoned with. I've battled Ares and many other gods. All amount to nothing in comparison.
Then it'll be a stealth operation.
To do what exactly?
Don't worry about that. You and the others will need to focus on creating a diversion for me to get unnoticed. Clark and Diane are the heavy hitters. I want you two to hold the lines. Barry, evacuate the area like last time, and then focus on keeping the Parademons at bay. Arthur and Oliver, you two keep the streets clear. Lantern will provide air support.
Sorry to interrupt. Normally, that's my specialty. But at the rate those things were flying into last time, I won't be able to handle it alone.
You won't have to. I know somebody that would be willing to lend a hand. I just didn't want to get them involved earlier because, well, they're a kid.
You want a child to fight in the war?
If it's who I think Clark is talking about, they aren't any ordinary child. He goes by Shazam, due to having the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the stamina of Atlas, the power of Zeus, the courage of Achilles, and the speed of Mercury. He'll hold his own.
How did you...
It's Batman. He knows everything.
You all know your parts. Now let's go serve justice.
This is Lois Lane reporting live from the scene. With the disappearance of Superman and his friends, Metropolis has fallen victim to the invasion you are currently seeing behind me. If you are still watching, waste no more time and get out of the city. It's no longer safe. Superman!
Don't worry, Lois. My friend here will get you to safety.
Hi there. You might want to hold on.
I should have known Steppenwolf wouldn't have been capable enough to handle the likes of you, Kryptonian.
Just like Kalibek, you and his generals will fail.
Oh, Kal-El, I have no general.
You're
Darkseid.
Uh-oh.
Flash!
Worry about yourself, Kal-El.
Come on, Barry. Think. Whew! Never had to catch my breath before. Talk about too close for comfort.
You fought valiantly, Kryptonian. Now embrace your death. An Amazon.
Not just any Amazon.
You, former king of Atlantis. You're responsible for the death of my eldest son, Kalibek.
Don't fret. You'll be joining him soon.
Glad you could make it.
Sorry, I had homework.
Jeez, you really are a kid. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
What about Superman?
I'll go check on him.
Hey, what about me? Wait!
Sorry.
Hey, ugly! Pick on someone your own size!
Best, what final words do you have for me and this life?
Shazam!
Meet me. Hey kid, nice to meet you. Name's The Flash. I'd love to stick around and chat, but, you know, big rock monster villain and all. See you around.
Impressive. Nobody has ever evaded my Omega beams before.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
You can't run from me.
I'm not running away. I haven't been mixing and matching these chemicals around for fun. Do you know what carbon sulfide, hexane, and methanol all have in common? I do.
They're all flammable. Flash facts.
I thought you didn't like my flashbacks.
That one in particular? I did.
Enough! How can you two possibly stop me?
Shows how stupid you are. We aren't trying to stop you. We're just a distraction.
How?
What? Did I say too much? I mean, it's fine. I didn't mention Batman on Apokolips.
How?
You dare!
No! Bruce.
What exactly do you hope to accomplish?
Even you must realize the folly of being a king without a kingdom.
I doubt a human such as yourself could invoke such destruction.
Look for yourself. These hell spores are all armed.
Impossible. The arming code is encrypted.
I broke the code and reprogrammed them.
You're bluffing.
Omega Lambda 7XL9. That sound like a bluff to you? One hell spore is enough to turn one planet into a fire pit. What will happen to Apokolips when numerous go off simultaneously?
You dare? You dare? I could destroy you with a single blast of my Omega beams.
You could, but that wouldn't stop the hell spores, would it?
You will disarm them.
Here's the deal. You leave Earth. Never return. Give me your word. say it.
Well played. Had the Kryptonian or the Amazon taken that gamble, they would have lost. They don't have the strength of character to destroy an entire planet to achieve success. You, however, the human, you kill your own kind to win battles. An admirable quality. I will order my army of Parademons to fall back and leave the Earth be. For now.
I'll hold you to that promise.
I'm sure you will.
Look! They're retreating!
But how?
Bruce!
What happened?
Darkseid has agreed to leave Earth alone. We won.
Well, that's anticlimactic.
Property damage has been lended a helping hand in construction, thanks to a $1 billion investment and donation from Bruce Wayne. Metropolis and the rest of the world is safe once again now that the invading fleet has retreated, all thanks to what the world is now calling the Justice League.
Come in.
Hey Bruce, feeling any better?
Barry, it's good to see you. I'll be out of commission for a few months, but Tim and Damien assured me they got things covered in Gotham while I recover.
That's good. You need the break after all that happened.
It isn't every day that I fight a Greek god and his demon aliens, or whatever Darkseid and his army is considered to be.
Yeah, what else is new, right?
Well, I got Netflix for you, like you asked.
Oh, awesome! I've been mooching off of Fiona's account since we started dating, so this will be nice.
Wait, what do you mean, account?
Her Netflix account. Like her profile? I wanted an account of my own. They're like $8.
Oh, you wanted an account on the service.
Yeah, what did you think I meant? Wait, what did you buy?
Netflix.
What?
I was going to try and get a show based on the Crimson comic for you. I thought that's what you wanted.
Jeez, that's... Thanks, but wow.
It's fine. I can sell it if you want.
No, that's fine. If you want it, I don't know how that business stuff works, but let's change the subject for now.
Okay, this league? Think it'll work.
Why wouldn't it work?
Teams aren't easy, Barry. The dynamics, all the personalities, this isn't just you and me with the occasional help from Wally or Tim.
And that's a bad thing?
Barry, I almost got crushed by Darkseid, and if I had, Earth would have shared the same fate.
We still won.
It was a full-fledged invasion that couldn't be stopped. Superman fell to his knees. You were forced to run at Mach 4.
I was actually running at Mach 6.
I'm serious, Barry. Magic green rings that create anything from your imagination. Kings of ancient forgotten cities under the ocean. It's all surreal. What's next? Martians? I don't think that's the fight I'm meant to fight. When the threats get that big, sometimes it takes more than a utility belt and the right hook.
I won't pretend to understand what it's like from your point of view. You don't have powers like the rest of us, and I get that. But you're just as capable, if not more. While you must have been terrified to stand with us and face Darkseid alone, you still did it and succeeded. You belong as a member of the team. Come on, I won't join unless you do.
The Justice League, huh? Let's see if we can make that last.